Good morning. Good morning, story timers. It's me, Donna Vee. I'm so excited to be here today. It is Friday, November 20th. It is beautiful outside. It's sunny and the skies are blue, and I'm so excited. I literally just ran over here because I woke up this morning and I fell back to sleep and I had the most magical sleep. And then I woke back up, practiced gratitude, and then I had a shower and get ready. And I'll tell you what, man, I have the window open and I'm hoping the birds come by again today. My voice, I forgot to speak before I came out. So today I'm a little scratchier than normal, but we're going to get there, kids. It's what it is. Today's letter is V. I'm so excited. Very excited, actually. Good morning, Corey. It's Pizza Friday, Corey. Is it Pizza Friday where you are? I know usually that's what it is. I love pizza. And you know what? The shape of pizza is like a V. Triangle. Good morning, Frank Simon. How are you? It's Friday. I cannot believe it's Friday again. Today's November 20th. And wow, the time is flying. Next week is Thanksgiving week, and I will be doing a week full of gratitude. And we'll talk about what we can be grateful for every day. Hi! Yay! My friend Holly's here. Hi, Patrick. Hi. Ooh, Corey had a slice of pizza for breakfast. I love that, Corey. Why not? You know what I had for breakfast? Toothpaste, and I had some pineapple hint water. Woo! Speaking of water, it's always a good time to hydrate, especially when you have nodules. So I'm so excited for today's show because I have two books that start with the letter V, and one book, you'll see why I chose it, for the little kids, because the heart on the front reminds me of a Valentine. Oh, I'm so excited. And we're getting so close to the end of the alphabet. And you know what that means? We're going to start trying something new. Yep, highlighting the kids' names that are corresponding with the letter of the day. Maybe even learning to count in another language. Who knows? Good morning, Dino. What's up? How are you? Welcome to Story Time. Hey, what's going on, Ryan? How are you? All the way from Ireland. That is the coolest. I love that. The other day, I literally watched drone coverage of Ireland so I could try to find out what it looks like so I could put myself in the mindset. And it's so beautiful and green. Yeah, like Girls Gone Green. Oh, Girls Gone Green. That's it. Girls Gone Green has to go to Ireland now. So are you guys ready to stretch? I'm totally ready to stretch. I need to stretch today. We're going to start out with our stretching to the alphabet. 26 letters in the alphabet. 13 letters in is halfway. And guess what letter it is? M for middle. I mean, I don't know who designed it, but I don't even know if it was an accident or if they knew it. But I will tell you this much. It's pretty brilliant. So we're going to start out today with arm circles. Let's go forward. Then we get to M. We say middle, and we switch it up, and we go backwards. Then we get to S, and we literally switch it up, and we go into a seated jumping jack. Are you ready? Yeah, I love to stretch the alphabet. Wow. I literally ran. You would think I ran like miles. It's really not that far. But hey, you know what? Running makes me like energized. Here we go. Put your arms out. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, middle, N, O, P, Q, R, S, make it count, kids, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Ooh, sometimes I take my arms and I act like they're holding cinder blocks so I can really like radiate out. And then I get done and I feel like I'm going to pop right through my suit, my muscles. Maybe. Next, you know what we're going to do today? That's right. Practice the ASL alphabet. So I'm going to put the chart up so that you may see it. Here we go. Get a good look. Take another sip of water. So I have my sip of water, and now, are you ready? Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, V is for victory. Like cheerleading. I was never a cheerleader. I wasn't that cool. No, I did. You know what I did? I was on the track in the bowling team. I did shot put and discus. You know why? Because I didn't want to run. Now, we are going to do the ASL alphabet. Recite it. Okay. Let's get it out. Here we go. Can you see it? Awesome. I promise to try to go slowly. Today we are at the letter V. Wow. You ready? Here we go. A, B, C, D, E. Now the book shows it like this, and my cousin does it like this. I think this is more exaggerated so that you can really see it. F, which looks like this. G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, which is just like K, only this way. Q, which is just like G. So to give you a little reminder, when I was younger learning this, I would say Q, it's about the width of a quarter. If I were holding a quarter, G, I've got a quarter. Seeing that? So Q, R, S, then you'd go. So let's pretend S. This is a little seed. Seed is underground. And then T pops out of the earth. U, V. V is today's letter. V, W, X. I always say Tyrannosaurus X. It looks like a little dinosaur. Y. And then Z. You literally Z, make a Z in the air. Awesome. So proud of you guys for trying this. So excited that we get to learn something new together. We've been doing this now for a few weeks. I'd have to go back and really look, but it's so exciting to learn something new. Well, let's see if we can find the letter V. Oh, here's the fancy one. V. Very fancy. But let's see if we find it in here. Because this has the uppercase and the lowercase. One of my favorite words. Veggies. I love veggies. My grandmother said I was like a rabbit when I was little. I used to eat lots of veggies. So, V. The lowercase and the uppercase look very much alike. See that? Now, what are some words that we know that start with the letter V? Do you know? You could put them right in the comments. I think, ooh, you know what? I did get a message today from someone, and I think they were telling me some V words. Didn't I get a message this morning? I thought I did. I did. Let's see. I'm going to read them because I forgot to put them up. I could really. Well, let me see. Vibrant. Here, I'll go like this. Vibrant, virtuous, vigor, valuable. Oh, vitality. Very good. Those are very good. Ooh, and then we have to read Frank Simon's alliterative sentence. Okay, here we go. Veronica Vera Cruz volunteered visiting Vincent's Vanishing Violet Vermont veranda. I know he's giggling. He's home. He's laughing. He's trying. Christine and Al are here. Oh, I love it. And look at that. Victorious. Good morning, my favorite V. Good morning, my favorite Christine. Okay, sorry. Go back. Veronica Vera Cruz volunteered visiting Vincent's Vanishing Violet Vermont veranda. Violet Vera Cruz volunteered visiting Vincent's Vanishing Violet Vermont veranda. Veronica Vera Cruz volunteered visiting Vincent's Vanishing Violet, not violent, Violet. Veronica Vera Cruz volunteered visiting Vincent's Vanishing Violet Vermont veranda. Veronica Vera Cruz volunteered visiting Vincent's Vanishing Violet Vermont veranda. Oh, how vexing. Very true. Oh. Maybe a little sweaty, a little verklempt. We'll mix for the morning. I'm like a DJ with my soundboard of my Frozen. Okay. So now let's say good morning to the kids. What do you think? I think we should. I think it's pretty exciting. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. Shall we? This is Alpha Bear. Alpha Bear, where did our letters go? Here we go. Let's check it out. Let's see whose names begin with the letter V today. And we know we have a friend's birthday today, but I don't know if she's watching. It's Sophie's mommy. Her name is Lauren, and she's so sweet. And I would like to say happy birthday. Now, if your name is shouted out today, and you know it will be, I want you to jump up and down like you are on the Steelers. They're undefeated, 9-0. I mean, I would jump it down if I was on the Steelers. I bet you Le'Veon Bell is wishing he was back on the Steelers. And there's a V in his name. Now, if your name starts with V and you hear your name today, well, you should just do a jumping jack or a cartwheel because that is amazing. Good morning, Mom. She said, good morning, you versatile daughter of mine. I'm pretty versatile. Pigtails up, pigtails down. Who knows? Hello, Aja. Aja's here from India. Vivacious. Good morning. That's amazing. I love it. Aja, good evening. That's awesome. I love it. Old friends are here. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. Good morning, TJ and baby Lewis, who's now a year old. Julian, Matthew, Nicholas, Quinton, Ella, Ari, and Luca. Lucia, Mia, Jax, Lennon, Mark McCartney, Nina Starr. It's a tough vocal morning for me. Brianna and Lily, Alex and Hannah Lorraine, Seamus, Cooper and Tori. We've got Leah and Kristen from Johnstown, PA. Holland and Austin. Tiffany, Emerson, and Ollie. Not sure if I said it. Liam and Harper. Colin, Lily, and Hunter. Sophie, your mom's birthday's today. Giovanni, Gracelyn, Kaylee, Joseph, Roscoe, Scarlett, and Juliet. Regina, Jack, Allie, and Andrew. Serena, Sawyer, Jane, Byron, Layla, and Genevieve. Finn, Fletcher, Anzor, Kai, and Zach. Jordan, Aaliyah, and Josie. She's a baby. Paisley, Presley, Liam, Vinny, Joseph, Maggie, and Isaac. Patrick, Liliana, and Melanie from Massachusetts. Good morning, Jim. He's from California. We've got Patrick, Jane, Liam, lots of Patricks. We've got Lena and Sabino, Melody and Kayla DiPietro, Patrick and Nico, Willow, Samantha, Frankie, Vanch, and Vishaka. Hello. They're from India. Sufane from France. Penelope Snow and Nikki. Leo, Tomas and Alec. Bailey and Michaela. Ace, Ara, and Amber. Tony, Bella, AJ, and Angelo. Fifi, Little Joe. Penelope, Rose. Viviana and Bethany. Joe Jr., Caitlin, Ryan, Lucas, and Isabella. Emma, Liv, and Blake. Jake and Maddie. Tabia, Max, and Luca from Germany. V and Izzy. Oh. Olivia Rose, Marin Rose, Molly, James Storm, Allie, Emily, Jake, Kaylin, and of course, the two hearts that walk outside of my body, Carly and Courtney. That was a lot today. I dropped my marker. That really was like sweating. Gotta cool down the vocals. Oh, Vienna. That's a great one. Aja, you're always good for the words. It's bedtime in India. Oh, wow. Well, then these are bedtime stories for you. That's perfect. Next, guess what time it is? It's vitamin time. Vitamin time is awesome. Vitamins. Ooh, I'm going to have to get some more. Getting very close to the end. And there are pink and purple. A variety. I can only take 2. That's the recommended daily dosage. Let's see what we get. Oh, but first. Hey, Aja, would you like to pick the number of the page? Ooh, A Beginner's Guide to the Universe. It is. It's vitamin time. I know, every time I say it, I feel a little bit like Pee Wee Herman. That's okay. Author Mike Dooley, Uncommon Ideas for Living an Unusually Happy Life. It's true. I'm a pretty happy person. I love that. Yeah. And it's a beautiful day out. So what's there not to be happy about? Well, I know there are some people going through some sad stuff. And you know what? We're going to send them love and light. Ooh, is there a page? There's no page 231. I got tricked. The book only goes up to page 158. But I love that I almost was like, definitely, I'm doing 231. We'll try again from 7 to 158, please. Now, the book is so that we don't talk with our mouth open while we are chewing. So you don't chew with your mouth open or talk with your mouth full. We want to practice good manners and healthy habits. So are you ready? Ooh, 137. Awesome. Cannot wait to see what the message is that will be revealed. Okay, let's see what we have today. One of the, no, 2 the same or 1 of each. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's a 1 of each day. Perfect, because I just brushed my teeth. 1, 2, 3. Count all the time. True. It's true. Sorry about that. Gratitude. 137. Let's do it. It's pretty difficult. $137. Okay, so 137 happens to be one of these pages. But you know what? We're going to go 1 forward. We're going to go 2 forward, okay? Because we need to go to a page that looks like this. Is that okay, Aja? So we Scooch up, unless you want me to scooch back. I think scooching up is better. In all battles between the heart and the mind, go with your heart. For truly, it's a lot easier for your mind to catch up with your heart than for your heart to catch up with your mind. Step one for changing the entire world is falling in love with it as it already is. Same for changing yourself. Sometimes lack of clarity is actually the clarity you are in need of. The older the soul, the softer the glance, the quicker the smile, and the sooner to say, I love you. They also tend to hold hands with those they walk beside. When pondering the vastness of the cosmos, keep in mind that it goes even farther inward than outward. I love that. And you remember, I'm marking each page with a little dot so we can remember which pages we've read. Because we've read so many, and I know we've seen a lot of them, but I want to make sure I can keep track. Black marker, back over here. Okie doke. Now, social distancing buddy time. Today, we have a lot to be thankful for. And next week, Sunday, we're starting a whole week of gratitude. But today, I want to send love and prayers out to some families that I know need it. My friend Carolyn Petroselli, who is a very sweet friend, she's going through a lot. We need to send prayers to her family, okay? And if you have anyone else out there that you'd like to send love and light and some prayers out to, please put it in the comments. And I'd love to help you out. And then other than that, it's just a way that we can exchange positive energy. Who couldn't use that at a time like this? And here's to the birds. I love them. Okay, let's see. Let's start out with Cecilia. She'll heal you. Because my Aunt Cecilia also needs some help. She did something to her hip. So her hip is not feeling so well. So we're going to give it a little kiss and send some magical healing power out to my Aunt Cecilia and all of those that need healing of their mind, of their heart, and of their soul and their body. All right? So, music bear, because we know, look at them. They're so cute. They're little buddies. Music can heal. I love music. I do. A wide variety. Bartholomew, you have the honor of coming next and hanging on to these guys for me. We love it. Bartholomew, you have the ability to seriously send so much love and light. We're going to send it to India and send sweet, sleepy dreams. Ooh. For sleepy dreams, we could send out Little Lammy, because you can count sheep before you go to sleep. So for those that are going to sleep soon because it's nighttime, which is mind-blowing to me, because let's see, it's 10:20, it's 3:30 in Ireland. What time is it in India? I don't know. Well, Elephant never forgets. So Elephant's going to send love and light to even those that we forget to mention. Cheeky Monkey, we're going to ask that you send so much joy to those that are hurting, because there are so many people hurting. And we want to send them so much joy and happiness. Oh, Piggy. Look at my little Piggy for loyalty. I love Piggy. Piggy is there when nobody else is. And last but not least, Make-A-Wish Uni. You can make a wish 11/11 or after, but all I can tell you is make wishes for us, and we'll make wishes for you. Okay, I think I have everybody. Okay, you ready? So we're going to send love, light, thoughts, prayers of hope, healing. Yeah, and just don't give up. All right, from your head, your heart, and your whole being. 1, 2, 3. I had to go back. Oh my gosh, that was so good. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much, because I know that we are changing people's days and elevating the vibration of the nation. We are, and I appreciate it. So don't forget, if you need someone or you know someone that needs love and light, just put them in the comments and we'll mention them. Next week is going to be magical. We're going to have so many special treats. Okay, Lammy would like the new job of the counting segment in the show. Because you know what? We count sheep. So here, sheep can count. Well, they do count. That's a good idea. I love it. Sounds really good, Ryan. Okay, now we need to breathe in some I am statements. Here we go. I am excited. I am joy. I am peace. I am ready. Well, are you ready to read some stories? I totally am. Lots of people love sheep. I don't even understand you. But I'm so excited because this one is for the little ones. This is called Snuggle Puppy. Why did I choose this? Because doesn't this look like a Valentine? I love it. And because it's a love song and music heals. It's a little love song. Oh, here we go. Well, I have a thing to tell you, and it won't take long. The way I feel about you is kind of a song. It starts with an ooh and ends with a kiss. And all along the middle, it goes something like this. It goes, ooh. I didn't know it was a song. Ooh, snuggle puppy of mine, everything about you is especially fine. I love what you are. I love what you do. Fuzzy little snuggle puppy, I love you. I say, ooh, snuggle puppy of mine, everything about you is especially fine. I love what you are. I love what you do. Ooh, ooh, I love you. Oh, and now I want to tell you, and it didn't take long, the way I feel about you is kind of a song. I start with an ooh. I gave you a kiss. I hope you like the middle. And now we'll end like this. It says to whisper it, which is good for me. Ooh, snuggle puppy of mine. Everything about you is especially fine. I love what you are. I love what you do. Now loud. Ooh, ooh. I can't. I love you. With a big smooch. That was especially challenging on this morning with this voice. Sorry, that was terrible. But it was a sweet book. I love it because I love the fact that I love what you are and I love what you do. And I'm so glad I could put a smile on your faces with my silly voice. Snuggle puppy of mine, everything about you is especially fine. I don't know where Yogi is, but I would have sang it to him. Yogi! Well, anywho, come here. Come here. Come here. I want to sing to you. Come over, please. Come here. I love you. Come on. Please. Come on. Come here. Come my mommy. Come on. I'm going to get you. Come here. Come here. Got him. Now, look it. Want to see this book? Can I just sing to you? Please. Ooh. Let me see. Snuggle puppy of mine. No, see? Hi, Michael Pucciarelli. Good morning. He doesn't let me do this stuff. Oh, I could serenade you. Yeah. He just yawned. He's like, no. But I love what you are, and I love what you do. Fuzzy little snuggle puppy, I love you. You want to snuggle? He'll take a nap. I'm going to read to him just like Aja. Good night, Aja. Go to sleep over in India. I love this. I'm saving this book forever. Okay, you ready for the next book? This one I've never heard of. I've never seen this one. It's called Violet Comes to Stay by Cynthia Cooper Smiths. Oh, Cynthia Cooper Smith's Violet Comes to Stay by Melody Cheka and Emily Arnold McCulley. Take off my cover, put it back on later, and here we go. Hopefully there's no singing parts. What a great, for everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. Ecclesiastes, I can never say that word. But it's also a really good song. Turn, turn, turn. Look at the little kittens. Violet and her brother and sister were born in the kitchen pantry of a house on top of a hill. For days, an old crate lined with scraps of calico was the kitten's entire world. But soon, they were strong enough to nose around the pantry, and then the vast kitchen that lay beyond the door. The kittens were quick to invent games for themselves, like chasing after the broom as cook swept the floor, or pouncing on the occasional pea or potato that rolled up the counter. Then one day, without warning, Violet's brother Samson launched himself at Cook's foot as she walked by. Violet watched her brother as he held fast to Cook's shoe. "What game is that?" she asked her sister Daisy. "It's not a game," said Daisy. "He's learning how to catch a mouse." "Why would he want to catch a mouse?" Violet watched as Cook reached down and plucked Samson from her foot. "Because mice are the enemy," said Violet's mother. "They steal food from pantries, they chew holes in linens. Why, they've been even known to eat through books, and it's our job to kill them." Violet's eyes widened. "Kill them?" "Don't worry, Violet," said her mother. "Mousing comes naturally to us. Just remember the rules. Prowl silently, plan your leap carefully, and pounce boldly. It will happen in time. You'll see." He's already snoring. It wasn't long before the kittens began to look like cats. Daisy's spindly tail became long and lush. Samson's big paws grew bigger still. Violet's downy fur turned as white as fresh milk, and she took care to groom each hair neatly into place. Violet's mother had been preparing her kittens for the day that they would go out and find their place in the world. So they were eager and curious when Cook led a group of strangers to the pantry door. "It's time, my little ones," said Violet's mother. She gathered the kittens around her, licking each of their heads lovingly. "Come back and visit me, and remember the rules." Oh no. "This one here is Daisy," Cook said. Violet watched as a pair of big hands reached for her sister. "That's the doctor," her mother whispered as Daisy was carried away. A mouse was spotted in his waiting room. A woman in a tidy apron plucked Violet's brother from the crate. "Oh, yes, Samson's a good one," Cook told the woman. "Just look at those paws." "She owns the grocery," said Violet's mother. "There are lots of mice in the storeroom." Finally, there was just one stranger left, and Violet sat up tall as she could. If this was the person for her, she wanted to look her very best. "See the dirt under his nails?" whispered Violet's mother. "He runs the nursery." Violet looked at her mother, puzzled. What was a nursery? Did it have mice? How would she be able to keep her white fur clean in a dirty place? "Violet's little," said Cook, "but she's a special one." The man lifted Violet from the crate and peered into her bright green eyes. "I suppose a little mouse catcher is better than none at all," he said. "Be brave," Violet's mother meowed as the man carried Violet away. "And remember the rules." Aw. Although the gardener whistled cheerfully all the way down the hill, Violet couldn't help. Violet couldn't keep from trembling. She missed her mother. When they finally came to a stop and she dared to take a peek, she was amazed. Long tables held trays with bright petunias, geraniums, and pansies, while nearby butterfly bushes gave off a heavenly scent. The gardener set Violet on top of a counter next to a rack filled with seed packets. Guard these well, Violet. Mice love to chew holes in seed packets, especially the sunflower seeds. Next, he showed Violet her food bowls and a basket where she would sleep. Aw. All day long, a bell jangled above the door as people came and went. Violet leapt from table to table to help customers select their plants. But no one seemed to want her suggestions. Uh-oh, don't knock that over. She tried to help the gardener straighten the wobbly rows of clay pots, but he placed her on the floor. Not now, Violet, he said. I've got my job to do, and you've got yours. She's so sweet. That night, as Violet lay in her basket, she heard a screech from above her. A small shape moved across the countertop. A mouse! Violet leapt up and scrambled after the mouse as it raced toward the seed packets. The gardener's sunflower seeds. Violet had to save them. Uh-oh. Crash went the seed rack as Violet dove after the mouse. Rat-a-tat-tat went the racks, and then the rakes fell. Smash, smash, smash. Crash went the wobbly clay pots. When it was all over, the mouse was long gone, and Violet crept back in her basket, miserable. She'd forgotten the rule number 1. Prowl silently. Uh-oh. The next morning, the gardener took one look at the mess and frowned. Oh, I'm afraid this won't do, he said, shaking his head. I need to catch mice, not turn my shop upside down. And so the gardener carried Violet back to the house on the hill. Cook frowned at her return, but Violet's mother licked her happily. Don't worry, said her mother. God has a plan for each of us. The right person will come for you. The very next morning, Cook led a woman in a starched white hat to the pantry. It's the baker, said Violet's mother. Lots of breadcrumbs means lots of mice. The baker studied Violet closely. Well, she's a little one, but I suppose a little mouse catcher is better than none at all. And with that, the baker tucked Violet under her arm and headed out the door. Keep your paws clean, Violet's mother meowed after her. And remember the rules. Ooh, I want cherry pie. Yes, please. The bakery reminded Violet of Cook's kitchen. Heat ribboned out from the oven doors, and the air was filled with the scent of fresh bread and spices. The baker showed Violet a stack of empty flour bags where she was to sleep and bowls where her food was kept. Excuse me, sorry. All day long, a bell above the door chimed as people came and went. Violet curled around the customers' legs as they peered into the display cases. She knew the custard tarts were delicious. She sampled a bit of custard when the baker wasn't looking. But when she meowed to let the customers know, no one paid much attention. When Violet tried to help the baker knead the bread dough, she would shoot off the countertop. Now, Violet, the baker said, I've got my job to do, and you've got yours. Good idea. I know, today's an especially difficult vocal morning. That night, after the ovens had cooled, and Violet was asleep on her flour sacks, a familiar scritch scritch awoke her. Sure enough, a mouse darted from beneath the oven. Violet crept toward the bread case. Rule number 1, prowl silently. Rule number 2, what was it again? Plan something. But plan what? As her feet touched the countertop, Violet began to slide. Bam! Bam! Went the stack of baking sheets. Thump, 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 went a dozen loaves of bread. Kapoof, went a bag of flour. The mouse was long gone. Disappointed in herself, Violet settled back on top of her flour sacks. Plan your leap carefully. Now she remembered. Oof. This is a very long book. The next morning, the baker looked at the flour-covered kitchen and, oh no, she said, I'm afraid this won't do. I need to catch a cat to catch mice, not turn my bakery upside down. So the baker tucked Violet under her arm like a little loaf of bread and walked back to the house on the hill. I remembered rule number 1. Yeah, Violet told her mother, but I forgot rule number 2. Why can't I figure out what God has planned for me? Be patient, said Violet's mother. It's hard to recognize his plan when we're in the midst of it. Ain't that the truth? Later that day, a lady came to look into the crate. She had clean hands, unlike the gardener, and instead of starchy white hat like the baker, she wore her hair loose. Around her neck were strings of colorful beads that shimmered in the sunlight. Aren't you a lovely one? The lady said as she stroked Violet's back. Violet felt a purr begin to rumble in her throat. Violet's an extra fine cat, Miss Alice, said Cook. In that case, I promise to take extra good care of her. I don't know this one, Violet's mother meowed, but have faith. She looks like a teacher. Maybe she's a preschool teacher. Alice carried Violet down the hill to a building with gold lettering across the window. Inside, the air smelled of paper and beeswax and tea. Brightly colored books lined shelves along the walls. Alice pointed out sections for history, art, cooking, literature, gardening, and poetry. There were even books for children, and of all the books in the shop, Violet thought they were the most beautiful. Later, Alice showed Violet a fluffy cushion where she was to sleep and a mismatched set of bowls where her food would be kept. Alice smoothed the fur on Violet's head and scratched her gently behind her ears. Just then, a bell rang out. That would be a customer, said Alice. Let's give her a warm welcome, shall we? Look. All day long, the bell above the door tinkled as people came in and went. Violet followed the customers as they moved through the maze of shelves. She studied the books backward and forward and upside down. And after each customer paid, Violet worked hard to pull the receipt tape from the register. "Thank you, Violet," Alice always said. "What would I do without such a helpful cat?" It was a busy, happy day, and yet Violet couldn't help but worry. She knew Alice would eventually want her to catch mice, just as the gardener and the baker had done. That night, as Violet was settling down to sleep, she saw something move along the floor. "It's just a stray book receipt," she told herself. But when something turned and moved the other way, Violet sat up. It was no receipt. And hadn't Mother said the mice even ate the books? Ooh, the rules. What was she supposed to do? Prowl silently. Violet crept forward as quietly as a moonbeam through a window. Plan your leap carefully. Violet tensed herself like an arrow about to be shot from a bow. What came next? Pounce boldly. Oh! Violet closed her eyes and pounced, and when she opened them again, she was amazed to see a tail beneath her paw. And connected to that tail was a mouse. She had caught a mouse at last. It was small and gray with twinkling eyes and a pink nose that quivered with fear. This tiny thing was the enemy? Suddenly, the light went on. "Violet," exclaimed Alice. "What are you doing?" Violet blinked. She knew Alice expected her to finish off the mouse. After all, it was her job. Violet felt a terrible sadness because she knew what she had to do. And with that, she lifted her paw and let the mouse go. "Come here, Violet," said Alice. Violet took one last look around the bookstore. Of all the places she had been, she liked this one the best. "Oh, I'm so glad you let that little mouse go," Alice said. Violet jumped onto Alice's lap and looked at her curiously. Wasn't Alice going to send her away? Hadn't she failed once again as a mouse catcher? Alice held her closely. Mice are nuisances, but they're God's creatures, too, and we'll find other ways of keeping them out. Wow. The next day, Violet helped Alice find all the holes in the floorboards and the baseboards where a mouse might sneak in. Then they plugged the holes with rags. "What would I do without such a helpful cat?" said Alice. "I'm so glad you've come to stay." Violet purred with contentment. Her mother was right. God had a plan for her all along, and it suited Violet just fine. Wow, that was a long book, but we made it, and we still have time for our last book. That was Violet Comes to Stay. That was very long, but it was a good lesson. Not everyone has the same job, and not every mouse needs to be sacrificed. Some get to stay. Okay, here we go. I take a little drink of water. Uh-oh, I need to refill my water. I hope you're enjoying today's story time. We'll be back live again on Sunday, and we are starting our week-long gratitude for Thanksgiving week. Thanksgiving week is all about what we're thankful for. I can't wait. And I have Thanksgiving books just to read. I cannot wait to find them. And gather them. Okay, the moment we've all been waiting for. You ready? Here we go. Oh, I'm sorry, Yogi. Yogi. He was sleeping on top of my book. Oh, Lewis. Here we go. The Velveteen Rabbit. Now, I know we've recently read this, not too long ago, but I felt that it was definitely due a second go-around, especially because I know it's a favorite of some of you. The Velveteen Rabbit, or How Toys Become Real, by Marjorie Williams. There once was a Velveteen Rabbit, and in the beginning, he was really splendid. On Christmas morning, he sat wedged in the top of the boy's stocking. There were other things in the stocking, but the rabbit was quite the best of all. For at least 2 hours, the boy loved him, and then the Velveteen Rabbit was forgotten. For a long time, the rabbit lived in the toy cupboard or on the nursery floor. He was naturally shy, and being only made of velveteen, some of the more expensive toys quite snubbed him. Even Timothy, the jointed wooden lion, put on airs. The only person who was kind to him was the Skin Horse. Was it real? Asked the rabbit one day. Oh, I skipped a sentence. I'm sorry. The Skin Horse was old and wise, and he knew all about being real. Was it real? Asked the rabbit one day. Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle? Real isn't how you're made, said the Skin Horse. When a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with you, but really loves you, then you become real. Does it hurt? Asked the rabbit. Sometimes, said the Skin Horse, when you are real, you don't mind being hurt. Does it happen all at once? He asked, like being wound up. It doesn't happen all at once, said the Skin Horse. By the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off, and you get very shabby. But once you are real, you can't become unreal again. It lasts for always. The rabbit sighed. He thought it would be a long time before this magic called real happened to him. There was a person called Nana who ruled the nursery. Sometimes for no reason whatever, she went swooping about like a great wind and hustled the toys away in cupboards. She called this tidying up. One evening when the boy was going to bed, he couldn't find the china dog that he always slept with. Here, Nana said, take your old bunny. And she dragged the rabbit out by one ear and put him into the boy's arms. That night, and for many nights after, the Velveteen Rabbit slept in the boy's bed. Soon he grew to like it, for the boy made nice tunnels for him under the bedclothes, and he said were like real burrows, where the real rabbits lived. When the boy dropped off to sleep, the rabbit would snuggle close all night long. See? And so the little rabbit was happy. So happy that he never noticed how his fur was getting shabbier and all the pink had rubbed off his nose where the boy had kissed him. Spring came, and wherever the boy went, the rabbit went too. Once, the rabbit was left out on the lawn, and Nana had to look for him because the boy couldn't go to sleep unless he was there. See? Fancy all that fuss for a toy, she said. Give me my bunny, he said. He isn't a toy. He's real. When the little rabbit heard that, he knew the nursery magic had happened to him. He was real. That night, so much love stirred inside his little sawdust heart that it almost burst. Near the house, there was a wood, and where the boy liked to play. One evening, while the rabbit was lying there alone, he saw two strange beings. They were rabbits like himself, but they changed shape when they moved, instead of always staying the same like he always did. They stared at him, and the little rabbit stared back. Their noses twitched. Why don't you get up and play with us? One of them asked. I don't feel like it, said the rabbit. Huh, said the furry rabbit, and he gave a big hop sideways. Well, I don't believe you can. I can, said the little rabbit. I can jump higher than anything. He meant when the boy threw him, but of course, he didn't want to say so. Can you hop on your hind legs? Asked the furry rabbit. That was a dreadful question, for the Velveteen Rabbit had no hind legs at all. He sat still and hoped the rabbits wouldn't notice. But the rabbit looked. He hasn't even got any hind legs, he called out. I have, cried the little rabbit. I'm sitting on them. Then stretch them out and show me. Like this, said the wild rabbit, and he began to whirl and dance. I don't like dancing, said the little rabbit, but all the while he was longing to dance. The strange rabbit came quite close. He wrinkled his nose. He doesn't smell right, he exclaimed. He isn't a rabbit at all. He isn't real. I am real, said the little rabbit. The boy said so. And he nearly began to cry. Just then, the boy ran near them, and with a flash of white tails, the two strange rabbits disappeared. Oh, do come back and play with me, called the little rabbit. I know I am real. But there is no answer. Weeks passed, and the little rabbit grew very old and shabby, but the boy loved him just as much. And then one day, the boy was ill. Strange people came and went into the nursery. Through it all, the little rabbit lay there and never stirred, afraid that someone might take him away. He knew that the boy needed him. Presently, the fever turned, and the boy got better. One day, they let him get up and dress. He was going to the seaside. Hurrah! Thought the little rabbit, for he wanted to see the big waves and tiny crabs and the sand castles. Just then Nana caught sight of him. How about this old bunny? She asked. That? The doctor said. Why, it's a mass of scarlet fever germs. Burn it at once. And so the little rabbit was put into a sack. Oh no! And carried out to the end of the garden. The gardener promised to come early the next morning and burn the whole lot. Oh no! My stomach just growled. Did you hear that? That was loud like a lion. The little rabbit felt very lonely. He thought of those long sunlit hours in the garden, and a great sadness came over him. What use was it to become real if it all ended like this? Oh, a tear, a real tear, trickled down his little shabby velvet nose and fell to the ground. Look it. And then a strange thing happened. For where the tear had fallen, a flower grew out of the ground, and out of it there stepped a fairy. Look at how beautiful. Look at the wings. They look like dragonfly wings. Little rabbit, she said, don't you know who I am? The rabbit looked up at her, and it seemed to him that he had seen her face before. I am the nursery magic fairy, she said. I take care of all the little playthings that the children have loved. I turn them into real. Wasn't I real before? Asked the little rabbit. You were real to the boy, said the fairy, because he loved you. Now you shall be real to everyone. And she held the little rabbit close and flew with him into the wood. In the open glade between the tree trunks, she kissed him and put him down on the grass. Run and play, little rabbit, she said. But the little rabbit sat quite still, for he suddenly remembered that he was made all in one piece. He did not know that when the fairy kissed him, she had changed them altogether, and he might have sat there a long time if something hadn't tickled his nose. He lifted his hind toe to scratch it. He actually had hind legs. He gave one leap, and the joy of using those hind legs was so great that he went springing about the turf. He was a real rabbit at last. It's 11:11. Make a wish, because the little rabbit wished and he got his wish. You should make your wish. It's 11:11. Okay, I made my wish. Autumn had passed and winter, and in the spring the boy went out to play. And while he was playing, a rabbit peeped at him. Why, he looks just like my old bunny that was lost when I had scarlet fever. But he never knew that it really was his own bunny. His old bunny had come back to look at the child who had first helped him become real. The end. That was magical. That the bunny got his wish during 11:11. Come on. This place is magical. I know. Well, I appreciate you. I thank you for being here, especially today. Those were some long books, really. And I know I had vocal challenges today, so I hope it was okay. So, yeah. Now, thank you. What time is it? It's hug time. That's right. So, you ready? Put your right hand on your left shoulder and your left hand on your right, and give yourself a hug for me. Squeeze yourself so tight and know that I love you and that I'm thinking it's pretty awesome that we get to hug. Yep. And Yogi is snoring. That's right. That is right. So I hope you enjoyed today. And we're going to breathe out and say, I am. And what should we say today? Let's see. I am grateful. I am joyful. I am love. I am content. I used one of yours. Great. Thank you so much. Happy Friday. I'll see everyone back here Sunday morning, bright and early, 10 to 11, and we'll talk all about gratitude. Yes, totally content. Bye.